Hey everybody, saying it sir, might as well just call me Tom. I wanted to do a video. I was going to say quick video, but I don't think it's going to be quick. This is kind of about learning of Japanese, but it really can be applied to anything. I figured out that there's a few things you need if you want to learn Japanese or any language. A lot of people say, oh, well, you got to get this book or that book, or you got to use this system or that system. And they might be right. I'm no expert. So, I figured there's three main things that you need for learning Japanese, or anything in that, for that matter. Um, Motivation, time, um, and resources. Those three things, you need those. To go a little more detailed in that, motivation. This is I think, the most important thing. Learning anything, Japanese, Spanish, Italian, Chinese, C++, I don't know anything, you want to learn, the one thing you need is motivation. And when I say motivation, I mean you got to want to do it. You can't expect to learn something if you don't really want to. I really wanted to learn Japanese when I started, and I still do. Sometimes, it wanes a little. You go, this is kind of a pain, but you really know you want to do something when you come back to it over and over and over again. So if you want to learn something, it's a lot easier, and it's a lot more fun, and you feel better when you reach certain goals, which is another thing. Goals are part of your motivation. Uh, you can have a simple goal like, okay, I want to understand what that guy just said now, or if you like a foreign song, like a Japanese song or Korean song, and you want to know what that song meant. Maybe after you're done, that's it. You're done. You don't want to learn anymore. But I think that's just like a taste. You get that taste, and if you really like it, you'll keep going. Um, my goal is I'd love to learn Japanese to the point where I can pick up a Japanese newspaper, read through the whole thing. Even skipping over the boring parts because I know they're boring parts now, and then have a conversation with somebody about anything in Japanese. Time. Second thing, you have to make time. You can't expect, oh, I'm just going to do this when I have a chance. You really have to sit down and go, okay, I'm going to set this much time at the end of my day. Like before I go to bed, I'm going to, you know, do an hour of studying. Um, Even if it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes looking through flashcards or something, it's still, if you dedicated that much time, then later on maybe you can dedicate more, and the more you learn, the more you like it, you'll start putting more time into it. Yeah. The third thing is resources. Now, when I started studying Japanese, the internet wasn't as big as it is now. I mean, maybe it was, or there were resources that I just didn't find. But nowadays, you can find just about anything on the internet. Um, One of the best resources is YouTube, like this. Um, I got the idea of start making vlogs and J vlogs and all that from a lot of the people that I see on YouTube. Victor, Give Me a Flake Man, excellent, awesome. I mean, he teaches here and there, or just shows you regular Japanese daily life. Mexican Samurai 100, uh, Tino, he's fantastic. He teaches English in Japan, so is Give Me a Flake Man. Comical Reina, she's living in Canada. She's Japanese, and she does English and Japanese vlogs. She does Japanese lessons here and there too. Like Hiko Simon, he does a lot of videos in Japan. I believe he studies. Well, not studies. He teaches Japanese also. Um, the Japan Society NYC channel. They teach Japanese at basic levels. Um, let's see. My Argonauts. That's Jason, I believe. He's a English teacher in Japan. Um, oh, June's Kitchen, his wife's channel is My Husband is Japanese. Nihon Jen, she's an English teacher also in Japan. I think she might be in Tokyo, I'm not sure. The Edimus guy I just saw recently, he's awesome. He's in California. He's learning Japanese. Let's see who else. There's a couple other people, but TKO Sam 2. He's, I believe, in Japan teaching English. No, actually, no, he's not teaching English anymore. Now he's working for a video game company. Lucky guy. Resources. I mean, every one of those people is in Japan or vlogs about Japan or Japanese. I have an iPhone, and on the iPhone, my favorite thing ever, I swear this is like the best, is a program called Imiwa. I don't know if you can be able to see this, but Imiwa is a Japanese English dictionary. You can put anything in English or in Japanese, if you know how to type on your phone in Japanese, and it'll do translations. It's based on the uh, Jim Breen dictionary. Also does Japanese websites or Japanese learning websites like JapaneseClass.jp. It's free. You just register and you can set yourself up like lesson plans or levels. Um, the JPLT Kanji project is a daily Japanese uh, kanji tool for studying called Anime Manga no Nihongo, which is uh, /anime-manga.jp. That's another decent one. I mean, it's more basic level. The JPLT website, www.jlpt.jp. Yes, resources. I suggest getting a book or two, just because different books have different methods, and I started off with at least 3 or 4 different books. I took a class for maybe a total of a year and a half, but we used the Japanese for Busy People. I thought that was great. I have a colloquial Japanese book, you know, uh, Japanese in a hurry type books. I mean, some of them, I mean, some people say, oh, that book is horrible, you won't learn anything from that. Anything you read through and you know more than you started with is decent. Library, go to the library, pull out some Japanese books. They're great. It's free. Um, I personally like, uh, I'm not suggesting that downloading things is always legal, but I download Japanese television tourist for Japanese TV shows. I admit I love Gainojin, the entertainer types. I mean, a lot of them are, I'm not going to say talentless. I mean, they're funny. Um, I watch a lot of the shows with, the Idol Girls or the Gainojin comedians, comedy shows. I love quiz shows. Quiz shows are great. If you download them, what you do is while you're watching, you can pause it. And if there's, a lot of times on Japanese shows, they'll put what the person is saying in big kanji across the bottom of the screen. So you can pause it, and if you heard how they pronounce it, you can put it in your Japanese dictionary and then look up that word, and now you just learned a word from watching a TV show. And eventually you start understanding more and more words. And because this is TV, sometimes people speak a little faster, a little slower. So it's good to get an ear for this is what real Japanese sounds like. Um, Dramas are great. Um, Personally, I stay away from anime because I like real people when they're acting and talking because you can see how their mouth moves. And believe it or not, that does help with your pronunciation. It helps to understand what they were saying because you can not really read their lips, but you can see what shape their mouth made when they said the word. So if they threw an N in there with an N, it might be easier to tell than if you were watching anime where everybody just goes, and what other words come out. Um, Although I mean, I do watch anime here and there. I always watch them in Japanese with subtitles because they'll say words and you can kind of guess what words were from reading the subtitles when they say something. I gotta learn how to point in the right direction on the camera. It's all backwards. Anyway, manga is the way I learned hiragana and katakana. Uh, just going literally letter by letter, uh, or character by character, if you want to say it that way. Because I didn't know the characters by heart yet, and I just would go literally character by character, looking it up and going, okay, that's ta, that's sa, that's ka, etc., 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 for a while until eventually I didn't have to look back and forth to my chart anymore. Speaking of chart, give me 1 second. Where'd I put it? I used to have it smaller, but after a while I got tired of looking at a tiny little piece of paper, so I blew up my chart on a copier and posted it on a piece of board in 2 pieces. So this is a nice big kana chart. There we go. And this is great. You forget how to write like nu, or we'll get back to that. But yeah, I suggest getting a nice kana chart. I mean, I like these because they were I forget what book I got them from. I think it was a book I got from the library, and I just made a copy of the chart. But very helpful if you're learning katakana and hiragana. These have, for instance, the hiragana, and then right next to it, the katakana. And here's the romaji, going all the way down to the page. Resources, there's, anything, any people, if you know a Japanese person, and you can tell them, listen, I'm trying to learn Japanese. Can you, give me a couple, maybe not tips, because they're going to say, well, I speak Japanese my whole life. What do you mean tips? Ask them to teach you 1 word or 2 words, or if they don't speak that much English, say, listen, maybe we can kind of trade, so you both get something out of it, and maybe you'll make a good friend. Sure, there's probably a resource somewhere on the internet to meet Japanese people and speak. I mean, on maybe like a YouTube style thing or a Google Plus Hangout type thing. But I'll have to maybe find out about that one of these days. There's probably a lot more stuff that I didn't mention, and this video is all messy and probably edited badly. But I'm starting to get a little more used to doing this type of thing, so hopefully I'll do more videos soon. If anybody actually watches this and you have any suggestions, that's fine. Post comments, come back and see me sometime. But my name's Tom, and I'll do more videos. Thank you.